Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is another normal game sent in by you, the fans, to Lifesaglitchtv at gmail.com. Mr. Maximus Black.
Yup.
Hit me up with the sound of, you know what, for this one, because the names suck, just hit me up with that old school noise. Up here in the top left of somewhere I want to be, because it looks colder than my room, we've got the barcode, the red Protoss, and in the bottom right, we've got the blue Terran JJT. Normal game, interesting map. A lot of destructible features, I believe, on this one towards the mid-map. Yeah. Unless I'm high, maybe I'm misremembering that. Yeah, and so very interesting. In this kind of a matchup, Mr. Black, if you're on the Protoss side, you know that the mid-map is going to be a little hard to contest with, or what's your go-to in this situation versus a Terran?
Oh, it's proxy Void Ray every day, all day, right here, boom, proxy. Or actually the proxy gateway would be like over here or even up here. And then I would be putting a pylon right here with a whole bunch of shield batteries, and I'd be coming in from the side just to ruin the Terran's day, because it makes me happy when I see Terran tears. You want to know what is weird about this barcode? Look at his hotkeys situation here. He's got...
I was gonna make you do a noise based on that. That's what I used to do when I played. I would literally start the game by flashing every number with Nexus, so that whatever I wasn't using was a Nexus. But then I stopped doing that, because what would happen is eventually, like, muscle memory would be harder to accrue over time, because you'd go to, like, you press 7, but then you're like, oh wait, I'm like 6 minutes in, so 7 is no longer a Nexus. Yeah. It's a fucking, you know, it's a gateway or whatever. So yeah, but up front, that's 100% what I used to do.
Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever seen somebody do that, but it is interesting what he's doing here. What is happening here? We got a fast expanding Protoss. This is relatively standard. He's going to go ahead and chrono boost out a Stalker ASAP just for the Reaper, and there it is. There's the chrono boost, and it doesn't even look like our Terran player is going for a fast Reaper. He's opted to go ahead and grab...
What league are we in here, Mr.
Diamond.
Black?
This is Diamond again.
Okay.
Yeah. So we got a little bit of Diamond League play. Looks like we're going to get some kind of a macro-style game. Both players opening up with a fast expansion, which, you know, is kind of standard. Usually when you're playing at Diamond Masters, you usually got one player kind of being aggressive and maybe the other not so much. We got the Stalker coming down here to scout out, see what's going on. I like that. This shit here slows them down. I don't know why it's there, but it's there. It's Blizzard's attempt
I think it's the incentive is to destroy the walls, so you don't have to go through that. So if you do get in a land battle in mid-map, you're not, you know, up against that. Yeah.
So it's unfortunate here for JJT, was not able to get out his bunker fast enough. So this Stalker is going to go ahead and get 2 Marine kills. And that'll be that, because this Cyclone is coming out. He's going to overextend here going for this Mule, guaranteed. And that Cyclone is... He should have at least killed the Mule. You've come this far. You're never getting away from the Cyclone.
You're losing the Stalker. You might as well have gotten rid of the Mule, which he unfortunately does not, and that means he's getting all that value. So despite not going Reaper for the early game there, he is still basically, exactly in the position that he wanted to be in. Does a Terran typically still do Reaper even if they're fast expanding, or is this more of a stylistic choice here where JJT's saying, fuck it, I'm gonna just get this Cyclone for the inevitable Stalker?
I want to go ahead and say 95% of the time it's a Reaper opening, like 95, because the Reaper, it punishes really greedy players, and it gives you immense amount of scouting, because the Reapers can bounce up and down. Like, look, he's even put his gateway here so that the Reaper can't get inside the base to stop any type of, you know, scouting. So getting a Reaper is huge, and it doesn't really cost you much. It's unfortunate here. We've got Barcode going on the right side, and then we've got JJT going on the left. I hate this play here from Barcode. You know he's got Cyclones. Why are you moving up with Stalkers? Cyclones are going to rip Stalkers a new asshole, and then fuck it. That's what it's going to do. So this is just a bad play.
It is unfortunate for JJT that he took those Cyclones to the other side of the map. I guess it's unfortunate depending on who you're looking at, because there is a tank here that's going to help a great deal hold back the Stalkers. It's going to pick up the second one, and now he's forced to leave because, well, I mean, look at all the SCVs. And so really at this point, despite the fact that it was a bit of an awkward swap, that Cyclone, those other Cyclones doing a lot more work, and Barcode is kind of in some trouble here, Mr. Black.
Yeah, he lost a lot of units there. And yeah, he's got a Warp Prism, but it's hard to have this attack work when you just lost half of your army. He really needed to keep all of those Stalkers alive. If he were to bring anything out, it should have been a probe to put a forward pylon so that, you know, he could do a warp cycle before the Warp Prism got there and then link up with those 8-9 units, then do one big more warp, preferably Zealots with charge, and then get in there. That is not what he did here. He is also going, once again, for... Oh, he went for Blink. All of these probes are not getting minerals. Ooh. This is not good, but we do have a big attack here. He did a forward blink, but he's blinking inside of mech. Manages to get rid of 2 of the Cyclones, but that one siege tank is going to do huge damage, and that's why the Zealots with charge would have been so much more better here. And we just did a cast last week with overly aggressive blinks that got people killed, and I would have just preferred to see a Zealot. Manages to get rid of that Liberator that was coming up here from the side, so that was a nice pick off. It's not over yet here for the Protoss. He did get a third in behind. He is mining. He had a lot of mine timed off, but we will see how good he can perform with this blink.
Yeah, it's JJT has just been at the point where he's been flirting with a little bit of pressure with the Liberator, with the Cyclones, but he didn't really get a lot accomplished. I thought that Liberator was going to get a lot more done at the time because I just didn't see any Stalkers even up there to help deal with it because I thought he brought everything with him down to get ready for this attack. But luckily, he did have some, and it stopped that from taking too much out.
Huge pick
This
off.
could be huge, though.
Forward blink. Forward blink. What are you doing? You have blink. The one time you need to do a forward blink, you don't do forward blink. Yikes.
And they're going to link back up with the rest of the army. And this is just going to be a situation where the Terran seems to be... It looks like Terran's thinking that he wants to take this game late. He's just comfortable getting this expansion. He's not playing for any major harassment or any major aggressiveness. He's building primarily to just defend himself. And this fucking observer has been putting in work. This Barcode, this whole game's been there forever.
He's gonna do a forward blink over here to these tanks, which I do like here. He's okay. We did one big volley on like one Marauder, which is just costing him massively here. He needed to do a forward blink, one volley on that tank, one volley here, and blink out. That's what he needed to do. He didn't do it. Shit the bed a little bit, lost quite a bit of Stalkers, and this is where charge lots would have really came into play here. The charge lots are basically DPS soakers, while your Stalkers are the ones picking off the core units. So he is going to do what I would think here is a forward blink. He doesn't even need to waste it. He just needs to hit and blink back. Perfect. That was nice. And gets rid of another siege tank. I just don't think just all Stalker composition is going to work out, though. I just don't.
No, I think at this point in the game, I think after seeing what the Terran's comp is and how he's been setting up, I would imagine that the first thing in my mind would have been I need some charge lots to help me break this wall, because no matter how good I am with these Stalkers, you know, unless JJT makes a pretty grievous error in placement of his siege tanks or something else, I'm not going to be able to break that wall very easy without them. And surely with the amount that he is aggressively upgrading, you'd think those Zealots would be all the more welcome. Unfortunately, just at the last second, that observer goes down, no blink forward, and now he's got to think about it. At this point, you have to. Come on, you can't do blink Stalkers only at this point. Get yourself some charge lots.
As crazy as it sounds, that bit of unfortunate timing probably helped him out. I mean, you have one stim into here, you're going to lose the vast majority of your Stalker army. You really need to keep this alive. He needs to figure out a way to just harass with it or catch JJT moving out, kind of like what we're seeing right now. There it is, a little blink back. I would have preferred to see a volley of attacks on one medevac before blinking back. You got to really learn how to pick off these support units little by little. You are not going to win a heads-up fight against this army with Stalkers. You need to just pick shit down.
You're not going to win a base race either.
No, you are really not. This is going to be a bad time. And he is going to go in here sieged up, and let's see if he goes to attack from behind or he's going to go for the race. It looks like he's going to go for the base race. Now, if he had a Dark Shrine down here, I wouldn't be against this, but he doesn't, so I just don't know how our Protoss player is going to make it out alive here, but we'll see. I mean, we see some crazy shit on LAGTV. Oh, that's nice, though. JJT is coming back after killing off the 4th, and he is getting quite a bit of kills over here. He needs to go after the command centers, and that's what he does. One medevac going down. Please focus down on that command center and get rid of it and blink the hell out. Looks like he's decided to take half his army back up to the 3rd, is going to decimate all of these probes. They're going down here, and now they're being chased away back to base as well. I'm not really sure who's coming out on top here in this exchange, but one way or another, both sides are taking some serious heat.
I would say it would have been even up until the point where Protoss lost 2 Nexus.
Yeah.
Or Nexi. And if he can force the cancel, even better. But that's a lot of Marauders, and he could be able to get a lot of kills here.
Yeah, forward blink.
As well to beat that down. He's going to blink into this to really help, or not. Just, fuck it.
Okay.
All right, sure. Now, at the same time, when JJT went back to defend his 3rd there, that forward base, he kind of A-moved over, and I think he lost a ton. Well, that's just sad.
He lost half, almost
he
half
lost
his
a ton, a lot of his army, but almost all of his medevacs, because they went by themselves, because they cut the map.
That's right.
And so they flew right over top and lost a lot of stuff there. They went right over and got killed.
Oh, he loses them again.
And so, again. He's just, you can't lose those.
Ouch.
And now you're going to lose this army if you blink in.
Yeah. It's just, he's doing the right thing here. He's doing backwards blinks. He really needs to get Zealots into the fray here. That way they're going to soak up a lot of that DPS, and the Stalkers are going to be able to do that blink a little bit more effectively. I do like the fact that he is, finally, somebody's doing some defensive blinks back. Every time a Stalker's about to die, he blinks it back. That's the best micro I've seen yet this game. Now he can do a forward blink, get rid of the rest of those Marauders and the Marines, and does not just says, hey, eat some probes, why not? And just like that, 102 supply to 104, that was a very, very good engagement for our barcode, and a bad one for JJT, just like what you said. Medevacs are dying. Imagine if he had 3-4 medevacs there. That fight would have been JJT's, but he didn't have it, so that's the show.
No, exactly. Yeah, with that, as good as that micro was with the blinking, having the medevacs there would have pretty much negated, I mean, he would have got kills, but it just wouldn't have been nearly as effective. And it's really, all of these things have added up to kind of leaving this game be relatively even. Even though it's been back and forth quite a bit, it stayed even.
He's way ahead.
I think that, I was about to say he's ahead now going into this 3rd.
Yep. He's focusing down on the siege tank. Very good blink here, going backwards, and just like that, that's it.
Wow.
He leaves the game. Rage quits. Gone.
Wow.
Bye-bye.
I was about to say it was even until Protoss met him, and how ironic is it? We talked about that fucking zone in the middle of the map.
Came into play,
and like, lo and behold, there it is at the end there, where he throws the majority of his last standing army away in the middle of that, and it allowed Protoss to just basically walk into the main there, or towards the main. Wow. I mean, really, he didn't have it up front, but eventually found his footing with the blinks and did some phenomenal work there. And I was actually surprised over at that, at Protoss's, I guess it was his 3rd or his 4th there at the left-hand side of the map. I was surprised that that the Terran army, even without the medevacs, held up so much. I was saying blink in, because I saw how many upgrades Protoss had. I thought, Jesus, fuck, you just blink in and do it. But nevertheless, the Terran army stood well. But what did better were all of those individual defensive blinks. It was well done by Barcode.
Very well done. We will see you guys on the next one. Patreon.com/LAGTV. Head on over there. You know what to do. You better have done the thing, and we'll see you.
Do it!